What's up, Panda? It's Peter from Panda here. Hey, I want to show you a watch. This watch is not new, but it's new to the channel, and I wanted to bust this one out. A couple things I want to do with this is one, to show you about this Citizen Echo Drive. It is a BM7279-03E. Echo Drive, Eco Drive, obviously is solar powered, so there's a solar panel beneath the dial here, which is cool. And I wanted to show you the features, why I like this watch, and then also how it's holding up, because this watch has been used. I've worn it on hikes, and it's in really nice shape, so it's held up well. First of all, okay. Echo Drive, solar panel behind the dial here. It's kind of cool. It has a little bit of like that frosted glass look like you would see on a lot of Eco Drives. But then, there's like kind of a silkscreen printed world map on there. So you can see that. It's kind of cool. I definitely like that little kind of detail. It adds some texture. Really big printed kind of military style numerals for the 12, 3, 6, and 9. Loom on everything so you can use it at night. The loom works. That inner bezel is angled and has minute markings there, as you can see. The first 15 minutes are marked with some additional color there. This outer bezel doesn't move, as you can see, as I can prove it there. It's actually screwed down with these 6 little screws on the front. Black ion plating on the stainless steel. Now, the watch itself is actually pretty big, 46 millimeters in diameter, but to me wears a little bit smaller than that because it's actually pretty thin. It's only about 10 millimeters thick, so it's actually a very comfortable watch to wear. You can see the ion plating extends to the Citizen buckle, and I actually really like this canvas slash faux leather band. It's just kind of rugged looking. It kind of reminds me of my old Swiss Army watches, and it's thick. So, and even though I've worn it a bit here, it's not like a super soft, flexible. It definitely has some thickness. You can see that it's probably a few millimeters thick on the canvas, so it's kind of wrapped over, but it's really durable. And obviously nothing is, I don't have any fraying and nothing's come apart. We have this leather type of reinforcements, which is really nice, especially around the holes for the buckle here. In canvas that tends to fray. Sometimes they put like metal grommets in there that works or doesn't. So, a lot of times I see those falling out. You've seen that in other videos. But it's just a nice, handsome looking watch that you can wear out and about. You could wear it presumably to work. And then as we have here, a little sunlight, and then you put this thing in the sun and boom, you start charging it. Now, let's say it's in complete darkness. The thing I like about the Eco Drives is that they tend to work for a really long time without getting any new light. And I don't remember what the battery lasts, but it's kind of goes into a standard quartz watch mode at that point and will last probably a year. I've definitely had watches, as you know, since I have a number, that I don't wear on a regular basis, and so sometimes I grab them and I'm like, oh man, this thing's probably dead. And sometimes they're dead enough that the hands aren't moving, but as soon as I get it into light, there's enough power to get the hands moving again. It resets to the correct time. In a lot of cases, the quartz movement is actually keeping the correct time. It's just doesn't have enough power to move to move the hands. But I definitely like this kind of tactical outdoor look on the band. It matches the watch very well, especially kind of this tan and black color scheme. Knurled crown here. You do pull it out. It does not screw in. So if you can see I can adjust it there. You got to roll over the date window to midnight to get to the date window that's inset there at the 3 o'clock to move over. I like this second hand. It's nice on simple watches to have a ticking, sweeping, large, oversized second hand, and this one is pretty good. And the inner part here, which is black, actually kind of helps hide it, but if you need to time something, which is absolutely plausible while you're out in the bush. And again, I like this this plating is held up really nicely. It's just really nicely finished. It kind of looks like an anodized aluminum. Now, as I said, even though this is an outdoor watch, you could put a different band on this and kind of dress it up a little bit. If you got a stainless steel black ion plated bracelet, you could even dress it up a little more and it would look kind of like the ubiquitous divers watches out there in a lot of ways. The crown is protected here. I like the lugs. They're kind of industrial and military style. They're kind of big and blocky and technical looking. I like everything about it, especially, probably the biggest thing is how thin it is at only 10 millimeters. It's just a nice, comfortable watch to wear without not being able to get under the sleeve of a shirt or your jacket or catching on things and hanging up on things. Not sure what the D is for on the crown, but it is what it is. Then on the back, just a kind of a screw on stainless steel polished. It's an Echo Drive, water resistance to 10 bar, 300 feet, 333 feet, 100 meters. And I can tell you, I've taken this on canoe trips, playing out in the lake, got caught in rain. Actually, before I busted this out for this particular review, I just ran it under the faucet and kind of brushed it up with a towel a little bit to kind of get off some of the debris that's on it. And so I know that I have absolutely not tried to keep this out of water, and it's absolutely done really well. In fact, I didn't take the band off either, and the band is held up. Again, kind of this vinyl inside. And what's almost a shame is that you've got this old school ACU camo type of pattern on the inside. No one will ever see it, but it kind of shows that they intend for this thing to be used outdoors. The cool thing about this, and I don't know if you've ever worn a canvas watch, but as you sweat, as you perspire, the canvas kind of soaks that up a little bit, especially if you have a light color like this. It tends to discolor a little bit. But I really like that there's a lining here that's not that common on canvas watches, especially if they're NATO style. So I like that it has this inside protection and liner so that you're not kind of sweating into the band as much. And the other thing is, if you do get it wet, you also don't have this wet strap against your skin the whole time as it's drying out. That just kind of gets annoying. It feels kind of clammy and gross. These two loops here free float, and one of the things that I will tell you is that they kind of stretch out over time, which you can maybe kind of see here. They haven't fallen off on me because the buckle's large enough. It's a fairly decent sized buckle, so it's retained them. But if I were to try, I could probably slip them over the edge. So just keep that in mind after a bunch of use. See, I could do it, but that they haven't fallen off. But you may lose one at some point. It's not the end of the world, but that's definitely a possibility. Overall, really love this thing. I really like the Eco Drives. I like being able to grab a watch, especially when you're going out hiking. You go down to the desert, you go on vacation, and you don't have to worry about what's the state of your battery. I know some people change batteries before they go on a long backpacking trip just to make sure that they have enough power. Some people go on it and then Murphy's Law, the battery dies in the first couple of days of your trip or it gets really slow on your watch. The Eco Drives are really cool because they just don't let that happen to you. So I like this one. The BM7279-03E, I believe. A watch I use a lot and really love. Peter Von Panda. Out!